Hi guys, it's Tiana, but people call me T-Dub, and this video is basically 3 ways that you can infuse tea in the oil. So you'll need different types of oil. So jojoba oil is a really good oil. It's kind of on the pricey side, but in this article I found right here, it says that jojoba oil is one of the best oils to use when you're infusing oil. So when you're infusing tea rather. So another good oil is also grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is good for your skin. It really doesn't matter what oils you use, but it's better if you use an oil on the lighter side. If I remember, I'll link in the description box a bunch of good oils that are good for infusing tea into oils. So a good oil that's very inexpensive is sunflower oil. So this is what I meant when I said lighter oil. So sunflower oil isn't as like weighed down like castor oil is. So sunflower oil is a good oil to use as well. I don't really know if it's good for your skin, but I do know it's good for infusing teas into oil. So obviously you're gonna need flowers. So a good company that I like to use is Better Shea Butter, but another good company is Starwest Botanicals. Really can just look on Amazon and find some flowers. I also forgot to mention that when you're picking out oils, make sure that you're picking oils that are in its purest form. Make sure the ingredients only say that one oil in it. So another thing that you'll need are obviously flowers. So today I have calendula flowers, but specifically in this video I'll be showing you guys how I infuse chamomile flowers. The chamomile oil that I use today, I'll be using in my new chamomile whip body oil. Chamomile is really good for soothing the skin. It's also good for people who have sensitive skin or eczema or psoriasis or anything like that. I got my flowers from Better Shea Butter, but you can get your flowers at anywhere. So one way that you can infuse the oil in the tea is using the solar method. So this is basically when you put the tea in the jar with the oil and you just leave it out in the sun and let the sun infuse the oil with the teas. So I like using this method if I'm using a tea bag or something. You can use this method with real flowers, but I just prefer, if I'm going to use tea bags, to use the solar method. And you just leave your flowers out for 4 weeks. You can do it for 4 to 6 weeks. It doesn't really matter. I've only used the solar method one time because when you're running a business, I don't really have time to wait for 4 to 6 weeks to wait until my oil is infused. So I really use method number 2, which is using heat. So all you do is put your flowers halfway into a jar and then you put oil on top of it. Make sure that the oil is covering the flowers, and then you put the mason jar into the pot of boiling water and let it simmer on low for about 2 hours or so. So here's method number 3, and this is personally my favorite way of infusing the flowers because it's really low maintenance. I don't have to watch the stove, and that is putting the flowers into a crock pot and then adding oil on top. So this is how your water should look. Again, it should be like a slight simmer. You don't want to have it cranked up. That way you don't burn your flowers, because once you burn your flowers, it's not going to smell good and you can't use the product anymore. So here is how I'm infusing the crock pot, the oil in the crock pot. So I just added about a cup or 2 of grapeseed oil into the crock pot. Again, it doesn't really matter what oil you use. And then you want to add your flowers. Here I'm just adding chamomile flowers, and then you just add the flowers into the crock pot. I didn't measure the flowers, but I just kept stirring it to make sure that to see how many flowers I had in there. I did end up adding another cup of oil. I don't know if I have that recorded, but here I'm just like stirring it and seeing, should I add more flowers? Should I add more oil? So I just want to say that infusing oils and herbs isn't only for like making soaps and body products. So if I wanted to make like rosemary oil to put on garlic bread or something like that, then I would use this method. I would put rosemary in like some grapeseed oil and let it simmer, and then put that oil on some garlic bread and put it in the oven. So that is a more I don't know what to say, but that's a more like realistic way that you could use this just in your day-to-day life. But this is how I use it for my business. So with the crock pot method, you can do it a bunch of different ways. You can put it on low and let it like steep overnight, or you can put it on low and let it cook for about 2 hours and then take it off, or you can put it on low and let it do for like 4 hours. The crock pot method is really up to you, which is why I like it so much, and you can really customize it to your business. Normally I just do it until I start smelling it, but you do have the option to leave it on overnight. And normally I start to smell it after about 2 hours. So here I'm just stirring it up and There's like this little twig in there, so I do take that out. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I'm about to take that out. But yeah, you just keep stirring it and you just let it infuse until it's done. Infusing your oil in the tea, make sure that you leave the lid off, because when you put the lid on, it creates condensation, and you don't want that condensation to drip into your oil, because oil and water doesn't mix, and when you add water, then stuff can start to like create mold, and you have to use a preservative. So just don't put the lid over the crock pot. So thank you guys for making it to the end of the video. Make sure you guys like this video and leave a comment if you have any questions. So right here, I'm just filling up the Calendula lip oils. So we're actually having a sale on this week, that everyone who purchases a Calendula lip oil will get a free lip scrub and a free lip balm. So click the link in the description box to visit our website so you can make your purchase. And thank y'all for watching.